Hello, hello. I'm your host, Chantel Dutel, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Before I get started, I want to encourage you if you like videos that pertain to Disney collectibles. You can see I like Monster High, Rainbow High. I create things. I need to get back on building rooms. But I want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification because since I am technically kind of a newer channel. I don't have like a designated time and day that I'm posting, so I just get in where I fit in. But I wanted to come on here and talk about the Disney store closings, especially because my local Disney store, it wasn't on the initial list, but they got us. And it just closed September 15th. And I went probably like a week ago. Um, and it was really sad. I'll have footage in here that I took. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I might have it just playing as I'm talking. But it was really sad to see a store that I've been, where I live now, I've lived here for 5 years. So I've been going there, to the limited edition releases. And even though I live near Walt Disney World, um, the Disney store just has a different feel to it. So I filmed, talked to the cast members. It was so somber, and I wanted to come on here because I know a good amount, but I have some questions. So let's get into it. First up, you're gonna see some pictures. I got my notes so I can kind of stay on track. You'll see some pictures of how the Disney store has looked through the years. And when I was pulling these from online, I was like, the nostalgia of it all. I was just like, I want to go back in time. You could see like the High School Musical 2 and the Ratatouille window display. I am very particular to. I love how the original Disney store looked. The original Disney store opened in 1987 in Glendale, California. I never went to that one. I've lived in a lot of different places, and when I visit places, if there's a Disney store nearby, I go just to see, because they all do have different looks. And for the longest time, I used to live in Colorado, and the Aurora Mall had like an original Disney store. So, and they never updated it. And it was really sad, when they started closing. To me, I feel like these are all a piece of history. I don't know about anybody else, but I was a child in the 80s, so uh, very much I remember going into this old aesthetic, and I remember just my grandma saying, okay, we're gonna go to the Disney store. And at the time, like, the farthest back I can remember is around the time Beauty and the Beast was out. And I was really excited. I was like, do you think that they'll have a Mrs. Potts toy? I was concerned with the Mrs. Potts toy. I can't even remember, but I just remember walking in and just being in awe. I think I remember like the carpets had like stars and stuff. At that time, they had a lot of collectibles. I remember like ceramic figures of like all the characters you can think of, and they were all on glass shelves for anybody to get and break. But that's what I remember, and I remember it fondly, as best as I could. And I want to get into this is kind of where I have hope that maybe the Disney store will come back. Because as I was researching this, I saw when Children's Place took over, and I was racking my brain. I was like, did I ever go into Disney store when it was Children's Place from 2004 to 2008? And I don't think I did. I really don't remember. Um, the last ones I remember when I still lived in Colorado, the Park Meadows location had a Disney store, and I do remember that one closing down. Because some of them closed down and some of them stayed open under the guidance of Children's Place. So I was trying to, I this is where I'm asking you, the viewer. When Children's Place was running the Disney Store, what was the product like? Because I do remember getting catalogs during that time. It would have been like 2005. And they would have like beautiful household items, more adult items. I remember specifically, like, they had this beautiful Alice in Wonderland dish set that I really wanted, but I was getting ready to move to New York City. So I was like, oh, I don't want to get, because I was moving by plane. I was still very young at that time. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to get it. But I just remember loving, looking through those catalogs. So that takes me to, I lived in New York City during the time that Children's Place would have had the Disney Store. And that's where it's going to bring me to the World of Disney that used to be on Fifth Avenue. It was like Fifth Avenue on 55th, if 55th, if I remember correctly. That's a lot of fifth to say. And it's near where, if you're familiar with that area, the Apple store is over there. And FAO Schwarz used to be over there. And I just remember being in awe. That was a beautiful building. It was huge. I remember being so excited because I can get the goofy cherry candies. I love those. And it was three stories, if I remember correctly. The top floor, this is back when WDCC was still a thing. It was all collectibles. And I do also remember the Belle's gown from Beauty and the Beast on Broadway was on display up there. And it was just, I loved that store. It was very beautiful. These are the images that I was able to kind of pull from, Google online. But I just remember like all the cash registers. I remember the first time I went, I'm like, where do I check out? They basically had everything that the parks had, and it was under Disney Parks at the time, so it was not part of the Disney Store. And it was open October 5th of 2004 to December 31st of 2010. This just hurts my heart. It's the same, I'll get to the Chicago location. The one on Michigan Avenue. I went to Chicago a couple years ago, and we stayed not too far, and we could actually walk to the Disney Store. And I just love the entrance. Once again, a very beautiful, unique store. And I'm kicking myself, but I don't think that they had these Mickey plush when I went. Those were like a pretty popular item, I remember asking, but I do have I got a bag, a reusable Disney Store bag. But the outside of the store is just so beautiful. It hurts my heart that it closed, and I really thought that it would stay open. That's why I'm like, is Times Square gonna stay open? Is, what's gonna be the future of the Disney Store? Because even where I live, the Florida Mall location was a very busy Disney Store. Very busy. And that Florida Mall is a tourist mall. People come here from all over the world, and they like to shop and do things. I don't like that mall, but that's a whole other topic. But the last time I went to that location at the Florida Mall, I said to my partner, I was like, they don't have a lot of stuff, and everything that was coming out new, they were like, oh yeah, we're not gonna get that, but you can order it online. And at the time, they stopped the free shipping. They used to do free shipping in the store, if you ordered in the store. And I'm like, this is all really strange. And I kind of had a feeling, especially because there were so many stores that were closing. And, you just don't know, once again, I used to love, my favorite stores. I loved Pier 1, I loved Toys R Us, and I really miss them. I know it sounds silly to miss a store, but nothing replaces, the actual in-store experience. And I have Is this on my iPad? Because I don't think so. But I'll put up like a poll that was taken, and the majority of people want to shop in the store. And that's where I come to, you know, JCPenney. JCPenney has had this like Disney store experience in their stores, but I never went, you know, because I had a Disney store to go to. But this kind of looks similar to, I'm gonna get to Target. Anyone, feel free to chime in the comments. I actually don't. I don't know if I have a location of Target that has Disney store in it, because there's two near me, and one has Ulta. They put in the Ulta, but still no Disney. And I have seen people like I've seen TikTok videos where people have, you know, shared what it looks like. Honey, it is not. Like, I'm trying not to, you know, because it is what it is at this point, you know. They're closed in a lot of our areas, so that is the Disney store experience now. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be sad, you know, because I haven't seen, you know, I'm a doll person, so I have not seen anything but like the Hasbro dolls in the Disney area. Those are not the same. I've seen like some of the animators collection and clothing and people's videos that they've shared, but until I can go in person, I'm not gonna, you know, I don't know for sure. And I included the picture on here. This is from D23 when they announced the partnership. This is where I get to, you know, holding out hope. Like I said earlier, there, you know, once upon a time, Children's Place did take over Disney Store in North America. I'm hoping that, you know, when things kind of level out after COVID, you know, I've seen a few people have their assumptions of things, and it does kind of make sense. Even when I talk, like my partner, he's okay with Disney, like, but he's more into like Marvel and Star Wars and stuff, and he honestly does not care about the Disney store. So I know he's tired of me. I always talk to him about it because it's really upsetting. But he agreed. He's like, I could totally see, you know, Chapek is doing what Disney has wanted to do for a long time, to cut costs. And I can totally see in a few years, once they have recouped and cut costs, letting him go and bringing in somebody else, hopefully more similar to Bob Iger, who was all about the Disney experience. I feel like for the price point that Disney and Disney products are in, we want the Disney experience. Many of us have grown up with it, and it's just something that we have learned to expect. So anything less is going to really damper. It's a gamble, you know. They have really strong IPs, so they're holding on to the hope that we'll all be okay with this. But, you know, and lastly, I want to get to the cast members. That's who I feel the most for, because everywhere I've lived, I'm going to name them off. So in Colorado, I used to go to the Park Meadows or the Aurora Mall. Dallas, Texas, I would go to North Park Mall or Stonebriar Mall. When I lived in the Los Angeles area, I lived more near Long Beach, I went to Del Amo. And then I have been to the San Francisco location. That was huge. I have been to the new, the Times Square location. It's okay, but, you know, I can't compare it to what the world of Disney used to be. But the common denominator in all these stores is everyone that worked there really loved their job, and you could tell. You know, you could tell that they loved it, and they did not have high turnover, because I would get to know the people, you know, where I lived especially. They would know me from coming into the raffles, or, you know, before the raffles when we would line up for limited edition products. And they would also get to know you and be like, hey, something's, you know, like when Mother Gothel, because Mother Gothel limited edition doll and Lady Tremaine and stuff, I think they were like just surprises. And, you know, they'd let you know like, hey, something's coming. So nothing is going to be able to replace that. And it's because of the cast members. But I have rambled on. I would really love to know your comments. your thoughts. Leave them in the comments. And let me know, do you have the Target location? I know it's not going to be the same, but does it help you feel like, okay, there's still something? You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, if you've made it, I hope that I had my notes, so I hope that I have stayed to them. But if you've made it this far, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm not done. I did buy a few things. I'm gonna splice this in before I end the video. I bought a few things, and this is what I got. Not much, because there wasn't much there, as you've seen in the video. So this is all that I picked up. Like I said, it was slim pickings, just a couple Nuimo fits, a pop socket. These are from the Hot Toys brand. It's Yelena and Black Widow Cos Babies. And they had a ton of these Ariel accessory packs. It was all 50% off, plus I have a Disney Visa, so I got an additional 5%. And that was my last haul. And like I said, if you like me, you like this type of content, I do love coming on here and just having a chit chat, because I don't really have anyone in my life that is going to be into this conversation. And also I want to encourage you to go follow me on TikTok. I am there for _4_girls. I think that's it. And I really try to not have the same content. So if you see something that I put over here, I really don't do it over there. So it's not, you know, a regurgitation of just copying and pasting. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna end this video like I end all of them. When you paint with all the colors of the rainbow. And as always, have fun doing it. Until next time, my dolls, take care and be safe.